Today in the Boot Guide, we are taking a look at the REDWING Heritage number 9075, the black wedge sole boot. So whether you're adding a second or third pair to your Heritage collection, or if this is going to be your first pair of REDWING Heritage boots, the 9075, the 9075 is a beautiful choice. So let's start on the bottom. Let's start with the traction tread sole. This crepe sole is super soft, super pliable, and is ultra forgiving for a long day of wear in a boot that is built and designed like this. Now, what do I mean by that? So the first time you're going to put a pair of these on, the one thing you're going to notice is that when you're fitting them, when you're sizing them, that they're not going to feel cushiony. They're not going to feel like a sponge or a lazy boy because there's a hard leather footbed that sits on top of a layer of cork. And what's going to happen is you start to wear this boot as time progresses, 1, 2, 3, maybe even 4 weeks into the boot, you start to shape and form that leather footbed. Now, along that break-in period, with all that said, that traction tread crepe sole, this really helps it along more so than anything else in the Heritage line because it's soft and because it's forgiving and has a little bit of energy return. With each step, you get to collapse all those things inside, and those things inside, the leather sole, the cork footbed, all that stuff, it starts to take on the natural shapes and curves and bumps and all that stuff of your foot. So let's get to this leather. It's SB foot leather, and this is something that REDWING Heritage uses in almost all of their boots, and it's beautiful and it really does last. As far as leather goes, black harness leather is probably the strongest stuff out there when it comes to this type of boot, when it comes to this Heritage stuff. So by using this leather to build this boot, what that means is that you're gonna get a lot of life out of this upper. Now you might be wearing down that sole into the 1.5 to 2 year mark. You might be looking to get it resoled, but this upper is going to last you for multiple resolings of this boot. Like I said, it's resolable, recraftable, rebuildable, whatever you want to do because of the full Goodyear welt. Now the beautiful part about the 9075 is the black welt with the white stitch. That detail, that look, carrying it through with the rest of the white stitching through this boot really makes this boot a handsome looking boot. It adds a lot of class and a lot of style to the whole idea of wearing a pair of boots as your everyday footwear. Eyelets all the way up nickel, beautiful nickel eyelets. Now something you got to be conscious of when it comes to press fit eyelids like this, when you see the backs and it's got those little sharp edges, is you got to run your finger over them periodically just to make sure you're not destroying your laces, because what happens is these little parts back here, these little sharp parts will start to pull away from the leather from you opening and closing the boot, thus giving way to little tiny knives that are going to cut the crap out of your lace. Now as long as you're conscious of it and you're taking care of your boots, it's never going to be a problem. It's a quick little fix with a pair of pliers or a little rat tail file in there just to take it down, but it doesn't denounce the quality of the boot. I mean, there's not a lot out there they could be doing in order to hold up to the traditions of the Heritage line. Having the nickel eyelets, it's just beautiful. It goes really well with all this white stitching in the color of the sole. Now, like I said, inside that boot, it's a hard leather footboard. There's nothing in there. There's no cushions. There's no insole. There's nothing. You're breaking this boot in. You're forming this boot to your foot. But when you stick your hand inside, there's something you're going to notice, and something that's really, really important with boots like this. And this is what separates cheap, run-of-the-mill, closeout type boots to a REDWING Heritage boot, and that is the leather heel cup and the leather vamp. The vamp is up in this section here, and it's a beautiful piece of glove leather inside there. The heel cup, beautiful glove leather. Now, why is that important? Think of the summertime. Think about wearing this boot all the way through the summertime. Remember, you've given up on wearing sneakers. You are now a boot guy. This is what's going to be your footwear all throughout the year. It's going to be comfortable, but having that leather vamp in the middle of summer is gonna make this boot so breathable. It's gonna be more comfortable than a pair of nylon sneakers on your feet. Now, all in all, size and fit on these beautiful crepe sole boots. A lot of guys are gonna tell you to go down a full size. A lot of guys are gonna tell you to go down a half size. I'm always gonna say you buy your size because you understand what your size is in a pair of boots. Now, if you've never bought boots before, definitely go to a Red Wing shop and have yourself fitted for a pair of these. You can buy them online, you can try doing that, you'll be going back and forth, but in order to get that perfect fit, it really does help to go into the shop, have the guys measure you, have you try on the boot with different socks, different sizes and different widths, just to get that perfect length and width. Now, when you're going through that process, when you're trying these things on, they're not gonna feel like $1,000,000. You're not looking for them to be the most comfortable thing for you to start doing slam dunks in them. What you're looking for is you're looking for the right length and the right width to the boot. Eventually, this thing is gonna soften up and break in and become super comfortable. So what you don't want is it too long or too wide. Now, caring for these beautiful things, well, black leather, white sole, white stitch. There's all kinds of oils and all kinds of things you can put on them. But for the first few months, the only thing you want to do is get yourself a horsehair brush and just keep brushing your boot. Keep moving the oil that exists already inside this beautiful black harness leather. Just keep moving that oil around. Keep getting that dirt off there. Allow the leather to soften up and breathe. Just give it a little brush every so often, once every other day, every time you take them off. You can't brush them too much. You're not going to hurt the boots. And in my honest opinion, you're only gonna help your boots the more you brush your boots. So that's the Red Wing Heritage 9075 black harness leather on a white crepe sole. If you're currently wearing any of the Wedge sole Heritage Red Wings, please comment below. Let guys know about your break-in period, the longevity of a boot. Have you had them resoled yet? And were you happy with the process when you got them back? Hey, if you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of this boot, the inside, the outside, where the welt goes together, and even a little bit of this chalkiness that is happening at the toe, swing by to bootguy.com. I will have a full detailed blog review about this boot and about boot care in general. Also, if you're interested, don't forget you can always watch my boot care videos out there. They are extensive, they are long, but they do cover a lot of the facts that go into taking care of a pair of your heritage boots. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And also, if you're on Instagram or Twitter, please follow me there. All week long, I find interesting, beautiful boots like this. I take some photos of them in the studio. I take them out in the wild. I put them in new situations, and I show off the boot for the beautiful details that exist inside each pair of these boots. Hey, if you're about to pick up a pair of these Red Wing Heritage and you just got a few questions about leather and leather care, or just about size and fit, remember, you can always shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.